budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
Hello and welcome to a dirt oval racetrack outside Cape Town. My name is Ciro De Siena, and before we carry on with this review, remember that Cars.co.za has the largest selection of used cars anywhere online in South Africa. Go check it out, find your next car and tell me what you bought. Right, I'm sitting in the hideously expensive Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. Or is it Taycan? Taycan. I'm gonna be taken. And we've hired this dirt oval because this car is actually designed to go on gravel. In fact, there's a gravel mode, so let's turn that on. That raises the suspension a little bit. Gravel chassis active on the infotainment system. And just for fun, let's put the stability control mode into PSM Sport. That's cool, sort of touch panel over there. Let's see, will it let me build some revs with the brake on? That's funny, there's no revs. This is an electric car. And let's go. 550 horsepower almost in this, and it's not even the top spec Cross Turismo. There's still the turbo on top of that. How many kilowatts is that? Why am I talking in horsepower? Let's see if she'll slide a little bit. Whoa, yeah, a little bit. Okay, I'm driving a extremely expensive Porsche on a dirt oval racetrack, and it's not exactly a Cayenne, is it? This is a sort of station wagon-y thing. It's kind of. I mean, what is this thing really? I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. But it seems to have a bit of an identity crisis. It's like a electric rocket ship that you can also go rallying in. I don't know if this PSM Sport traction control mode is just making me look good, but I feel like I'm totally in control here. This PSM just gives you the confidence to kind of play around without feeling like you're going to end up in the bin. And that is really, really cool. I think Porsche is kind of setting the trend here. Seriously impressed with this. Geez, you could be forgiven for thinking you're on tarmac right now if you close your eyes. It just feels like this car in particular has been put together with extra special care and attention. I mean, I'm on a fairly rough road, but the cabin insulation is so impressive. You look at me having all this fun and you're thinking to yourself, yes, Ciro, this is all good and well, but are you going to be able to get home without having to plug your Porsche into the wall and wait 48 hours for the battery to charge? Yes, I am, because this has a pretty decent range. So you're looking at a 93 kilowatt hour battery here. There are two choices of battery for the Taycan, but the Taycan Cross Turismo gets the bigger one as standard. Now, Porsche keeps a little bit of the battery in reserve. They reckon that helps prolong the battery life, and so you can only use about 85 kilowatts of the total battery size, so you lose about 8 kilowatt hours there. Porsche reckons this battery, if you drive it in range mode, which is the range extending mode, I suppose you could call it that, they reckon you'll get around 400 Ks in this best case scenario. But electric batteries are obviously affected by hot weather, they're affected by cold weather. If you're banging the aircon, if you're banging the heater on the whole time, if you've got a bit of an extra load, then yeah, your range is going to decrease. And of course, if you feel like making use of all 400 odd kilowatts in this car and putting it into Sport Plus mode, then your range is not going to be as long, is it? I mean, that all stands to reason. And if it was a petrol powered car, the same principles would apply. Woo! right, welcome to the interior of the Porsche Taycan. I still don't know. What is it called? Taycan. Let's go with Taycan. 4S Cross Turismo. Let's start with the key. It's kind of Porsche shaped. It's kind of cool, eh? And you've got a button for your frunk or your front boot, as I like to call it, over there as well, which is quite handy. It's actually not the biggest fruit. I'll show you it just now. Right, that's the key. Leave that somewhere. You've got two touchscreens, right? So down here, you can control this touchscreen with this little pad, but I don't really see the point of that because you can just reach over here. Then this is a touchscreen as well. Your climate's down here, and over here, this panel, your instrument panel, is actually also touch capable. So for instance, you can quickly change the suspension settings over there. You can turn off your traction control, change the ride height of the car. Here are your brights and your fog lights and all that sort of thing. That's cool. I like that. That's a very nice touch. Down here on the steering wheel, you've got a quick access to your drive modes. You've got 4 drive modes. Range is the best for extending your range. Normal, Sport Plus, and then a configurable mode in individual. You can jump through a couple of your menu options over here: nav, trip, sport, chrono. There's your drive mode and your media. This all works really, really well. I feel like this car has been very well thought out. I really do. Down here, your gravel mode, that's where you turn that on, raises the suspension, and everything is just really easy to find. So you just hit this car icon over here, and then you've got all of the important things for your drive mode. And then one of my favorite options, check down here, right? Electric sport mode. Why won't that go away? There we go. Electric sport sound. So you put that on, and the car makes, how should I describe this? Not an engine noise. It pumps the sound through the speakers that's sort of halfway between what you might expect a sort of quiet V8 to sound like, and then a sort of spaceship, like an electric spaceship. It's this kind of like, and it sort of goes with your revs. You don't really have revs, but it sort of goes up and down with the revs, and when you're coming to a stop, it's sort of, that was actually quite a good impersonation. Look at this glass roof. That is the biggest piece of glass I've ever seen on a car. And from an engineering perspective, what blows my mind about this is that normally with panoramic roofs, you have a cross member going through here, right? From the B pillar to the B pillar. And this doesn't have that. It's gone. How did they get structural rigidity without a cross member from pillar to pillar? 2 big drinks holders here. Obviously, this is the sort of car you're going to do some touring in, so that's very important. Now, you might be looking at this very clean dash and thinking to yourself, where's the wireless charging pad? Where are the USB ports? Well, they're in here, and it looks like kind of the engineers ran out of space, but there is quite a clever innovation. The wireless charging pad is mounted vertically in here, and there's plenty space for your phone, and there's a clip so that it'll hold your phone against the wireless charging, and that will turn on. That's very cool. 2 USB-C ports in there and a 12-volt adapter. Quick exterior tour of the car for you. Now, of course, there's no engine, and so you get a front boot, or a fruit, as I like to call it. They call it a frunk in America, but I think in South Africa, we should call this a fruit. We should own this, you know? There's a little release, because obviously for safety, you need a second release on a front opening bonnet. So it's still got that little release, and that's not too bad. It's quite deep. It's smaller than I would have expected, to be honest, but fairly useful. Down the side of the car, here is your charging port. That is where you insert the electricity, quite important. Sorry, the car is a bit dirty. We've been doing some driving today. So your door handles pop in and out. That's kind of cool. Your boot is bigger than on a normal Taycan, and it is electric, which is quite nice. That's a pretty sizable boot. That's useful. It does also have a little secret compartment down here, which is quite useful, and 2 big bins on either side, and the seats fold down 40-40-20. That was fun, but you know, let's just crank it up a little bit. Hold down the traction control button here, and let's see if it'll go fully off. Yeah, PSM switched off. Porsche stability management completely off. We are going into full send it mode, full slidey drifty. I mean, why not? I've got a freaking Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo on a dirt oval racing track. Might as well see what it can do. Oh, okay, yeah, it's already letting me slide quite a bit more than it was before. Whoa, full sideways. Myself a little bit there. Let's try not bin Porsche South Africa's 3 million rand test car. Yo, okay, you can get this properly sideways, even though it is all-wheel drive. Jeez, okay, now this thing is a handful. You start to understand how much work the Porsche stability management system was doing while I had it on sport mode. Woo! God, this car is sure-footed. You know, the thing is, if I was throwing a Porsche Cayenne around this racetrack, your center of gravity is so much higher, and I don't think I would feel as in control as I'm feeling now. All your weight is low down in the car, and it just feels so much more placeable that you can just feel out exactly what the car's doing. Right, thank you. This has been Ciro just acting like an absolute moron. Thanks very much for watching. We have some actual useful reviews on our channel, you know, that provide consumer advice. So maybe just go check out some of those. There's over 500 videos on the channel. Sorry for wasting your time. I hope you enjoyed that. But yes, thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Right, I'm going to turn this thing off. Wait, it is off. No, it isn't. No, wait, hang on. Okay, now it's off.
Do you like clothes? I do. This is available right now on our Sentimental shop. Just go to Cars.co.za/shop or look for the description in the link below. See what I did there. Just trying to catch you out. And we've got tons of exclusive merchandise which is designed and made exclusively for our store. I said exclusive twice because it's very exclusive. Also hats.